On here from Srkcycles.com, and we have a 2000 Harley Davidson Sportster 1200. I'm trying to zip up my zipper too. Sportster 1200 with a lot of chrome, Vansenheim's pipes. It's got your hypercharger. Tons of chrome. Let's take this thing for a spin. A little dirty, don't mind that. Let's take this thing for a spin, guys. Pull the choke out. Keys turned on. Keys not turned on. Turn the key on. Fires up good. Brakes feel nice and tight. Real tight. Now the 1200, the only difference between the 1200 and the 883 is the same frame, same mostly everything. It's just a bigger engine. It's just a different bore and stroke. That's why you hear a lot of people do they turn their 883s into a 1200. It's a lot cheaper just to buy a 1200. We'll put the choke in. It's a lot cheaper just to buy a 1200 instead of, you know, getting all that engine work done, having someone change out the pistons and all that jazz. So these things are great bikes. It is cool to ride a bike that's this small feeling. Although this one has forward control, so I don't feel cramped in the legs, you know. But when you actually look at what you're riding, you know, it's like a fat bicycle with a giant motor. You know, I mean, I like this is what am I saying? If you put this up next to a Rebel, with a little 250 Rebel, they look the same. They're the same size bikes. Although this does feel a little more comfortable. But it's got a big old motor, and it's a lot of fun to ride. Got good torque. It seems to have pretty good. I think I was in third gear back there, almost getting to a complete stop. You know, it seems to have pretty good power in all the gears. It definitely has a great sound to it. And it definitely has a little more oomph. Oomph. I don't know what oomph is, but whatever oomph is, it's got a little more of that punch. It's got a little more power than the 883. I'd be interested to see like a, you know, same year, same mile, same modification, you know, 883 up, you know, compared with the 1200 in an actual, like, you know, rolling drag race, just to see how much more it is. But from my experience of riding them, it's not a huge difference. You know, it's not like a 600 compared to a liter bike. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a difference, but it is enough to be like, oh yeah, you know, I prefer an 8. I prefer a 1200. Now the fun thing about a bike like this is the same reason why a Mazda Miata is fun in a different way than a Ferrari is fun. The cool thing about this is you can actually go full throttle through multiple gears. I'm full throttle. I just banged out first, second, third, and fourth, and full throttle, almost a red line, and I'm not dead. You know, when you're riding a liter bike, you can't take that thing full. You know, you have to pick and choose the places that you might be able to give like almost full throttle, you know, before you hit like another dimension. And that's what's fun about riding a Miata, you know what I mean? You can actually bang through the gears. You can actually do, you know, use 100% of the vehicle. In a Ferrari or in a Lamborghini, you know, in something like that on the street, on these streets, you might be able to get, maybe you have to use like 25%, 50% of what it is for a second before you've hit 100 miles an hour and you're like running into dogs, you know? I'm not saying those things aren't awesome. They're definitely awesome. It's just, this is a different kind of fun. The kind of fun where you get to use 100% of this thing. It's like a go-kart, you know what I mean? In that same sense, you get to beat it up. You're full throttle everywhere you go on a go-kart. Guys, this bike's for sale. This thing's gonna sell quick. It's gonna sell for a great price. I sold 30 bikes last month. I'm going for 35 this month. It's gonna be a great month, and this thing will sell fast. So if you're interested, give me a call. Check out the website, Srkcycles.com. And check out the walk-around video, where I'll show you every little thing about this bike. You'll know this bike better than you know yourself by the time you're done watching the walk-around video. All right, guys. Sean from SRK signing out. Remember, it's not what you're driving, but where you're going.